Hey, welcome to the Power Friendship Podcast episode Cosme. Cosme. That's what it's gonna be called. Okay. We have Sailor Gates is here, and Benny J Blanco is here, and we have a special guest. Introduce yourself. Yes.
So my name's Cosme Gonzalez. You can find me on Instagram as triforcecos.
I like it. Because you like Triforce. We know what Triforce is. What's Triforce, Benny? Tell the people.
It's a Mario reference.
I hate you right now.
He's trolling. It's a Legend of Zelda reference. For those of you who don't know, the Triforce is for courage, power, and wisdom. So that's kind of like the whole thing behind it.
I did not know that. Courage. I'm gonna write that down. Courage, power, and wisdom.
Come on, Tevin. You're supposed to know this shit.
Bro, I literally only played 4 swords. That's
it's okay. I completely forgive you.
That's only and I know the storyline's crazy. I listened to a Geek History lesson on Zelda. All right, first off, we asked you. All right, we're gonna get the question out. What's your favorite slang term? What's your favorite slang term that you use? It could be gym term too. All those it could run.
I mean, I guess gains is fun to hear, but
gains.
I'm just coming off the cusp.
Okay, gains. Okay, what's your favorite slang word, Benny?
You don't want to know, bro.
You're gonna get banned all over again, huh?
No! You know, is it a slur? Is it something? Is it a slur?
You're
really canceling Ben, aren't you?
No. Slang wise, like I don't know, thang. I like saying thang.
Thang. Okay,
I love saying that.
That was PG. I like it. I respect that. But yeah, be nervous a little bit. Woo. Okay. All right. Favorite superhero? Batman.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of guessed based off the shirt. I mean, obviously that's from the Killing Machine.
Okay.
But,
yeah. All right. Hey. Okay. Who's your favorite Batman live action?
The live actions are hard to tell. I'm more of a Kevin Conroy kind of guy, so I like my animated series stuff more.
All right.
I mean, if I were to pick the live action, I mean, I kind of like Michael Keaton, but it just depends on the director, I guess, more so. But I feel like they all just do a really rough job actually depicting, like, that even Bruce Wayne to, like, Batman ratio. I feel like they try too hard to make somebody, like, a complete Bruce Wayne who's, like, part-time Batman, or they try too hard to make Batman as gritty as humanly possible, when realistically it's, like, there's almost no take on, like, the detective aspect. There's almost no take on, like, the martial arts background. And then you don't even get into the fun event comics. Like, if they just did event comics for DC, they would easily outweigh Marvel comic sales. But that's just my 2 cents.
Hey, she said. That's what you said. Okay, question. All right, if you could train a superhero, who would you train? Or train? You know what? Who? I'll give you 2 parts. Who would you train?
Strength train? They wouldn't need me at all at that point.
No. Let's say they get depowered, right? And then they need you to go to the gym and start, taking care of themselves.
So, strength training at that point?
Yeah.
So, who would be the most fun to train?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a fun one. I mean, maybe Nightwing, just because of his gymnastics background.
Yo. Nightwing always good. Yo, the streets love Nightwing. Everybody loves Nightwing, man. Okay, all right. Who do you want to train you? If you could be trained by anybody.
To train me?
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, going to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, getting trained by Splinter would be awesome, just because of that background.
Oh, that'd be sick. All right, you know what?
Or Ra's al Ghul, since he trained Batman.
Oh, okay. Ra's al Ghul. Who would you be?
But would you kill?
Well,
no.
What would I kill?
What would you kill? What? That's what happened with Bruce Wayne. He didn't kill, so he failed his training.
I mean, I'm okay with failing in that sense.
It's like I'm look, man.
Me to get trained? I would love to be trained by Omni-Man.
That would be really cool. That would be
brutal.
very that would be an emotional endeavor for sure. But
yeah, you'd be like
that would be cool.
What?
I choose chaos. I choose chaos.
Every day. Okay. Do you like superheroes killing, Cosme? How do you feel about that?
I think it depends on the character. For Batman, I like that they have him carry that as a virtue where he's like, hey, I don't want to be like the villains that I'm trying to correct. His main thing is converting them, right? Like that's
Okay.
like the main gist. That's why he like doesn't really try to like punish the Joker as much as he should in a sense.
Bro, but he makes a lot of people paralyzed though. Like he ruins lives.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
he also corrects a lot of the damage he does too, unlike a lot of the other superheroes. Like they discuss like how he has like an orphanage and like hospitals running and all that.
And then
other
they
stuff.
all blow up. And they all just get destroyed.
Eventually they get to
and
that.
more people die.
But
hey, all I can
but
say
it's not
is
supposed
Todd.
to make sense.
Yes.
Jason Todd was right. That's all I can say.
You think so? You're that guy, aren't you?
Jason Todd was right.
All right. First off, did you see Joe? Like, okay, in the Dark Knight, what was it? The Frank Miller one. What was it fucking called?
I love that run, dude.
Which one?
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight was a great run. DK3 was amazing.
But the Dark Knight, and I remember the animated film version. They made Joker way more vicious at the carnival. He was literally running, shooting people. I was just like, yo, that person needs to go. Like
I feel like that's something that he would do, though. So it kind of makes sense.
And he broke his neck. That's
crazy. Why I love how the directors are comic book writers for that stuff, and they should just do that for their movies. But once again, that's just my 2 cents.
Okay.
I don't think Hollywood will ever listen to me on that because they're just so caught up in going woke or going broke. But
spicy. Okay,
we're not paying people.
Or not paying people either. But that's like every studio right now. So it's not just them.
Yeah. Trying to do AI shit now.
Okay.
I think they're going to have a South Park episode on that, right? Like the whole ChatGPT thing came up and they were like, oh, we're going to do AI episodes. And
I love it.
I don't know. We'll see what happens after that.
We'll see.
I love it. Oh, it's about to get negative. I like it. All right.
Who's about to get negative? What's going on?
Negative. We need it. All right. Who's your role model?
My role model. I'd say like Martin Luther King. Growing up with a dream, I think is like everything.
That was a bar. That was a okay. I was like, I felt that. Okay, who's your role model, Benny? Yeah, put you on the spot, sucker. Yeah.
Well, person was born way back in the day. I was going to get dark.
You better not say who I think you're about to say.
Well, first off, relax. God damn.
Role model.
See, it's kind of hard though, because like to think of like a real role model, I'm like, fuck, that's difficult because a lot of them are sometimes really fucking terrible people, and it always sucks when you realize that. And but like I guess to my extent, I can say Stephen King. Because a lot of
catch up to that, man. Those books you're writing are really good.
So for the sense of like, I always felt like I was kind of alone in the sense that like I never like took down notes when it comes to like character developments. Like I'm something called a discovery writer, so I free write and just write. I don't take down notes. And when I realized I read Stephen King's his memoir book, he discussed that like he's like very for like just write as you go because the magic is always there. Like if you pre-planned it and all that stuff, it's kind of like gone and the surprise is like not there. That's why a lot of his books, if you read them, it just goes a completely different direction because he was just writing as he goes. Like, oh, what if I did this to this character? And I don't know. The way I operate, it's the same way of like how I operated in school. I never like took down notes. I like. If I did the exam or tests, I just did it the day. I knew what I knew, and I always passed. Like all the information was retained in my head. I didn't need to write it down physically, and that's no shame to people that do all that. I mean, because everybody's brain works differently. That's just how my brain is. I don't know, but what about you, Tevin?
Ooh, Superman. Always.
Which one?
Superman.
I like that.
So Earth X.
And Superman, because he always tries to do the right thing no matter what. That's why. You always try to do the right thing no matter what. Even though somebody done you wrong, you got to think of something. You got to be...
But which Superman?
Regular Superman, not Injustice Superman. Not regular Superman.
I didn't say that. I was just asking, bro.
I always like that he always tried to do the right thing. That's all. and he's like, no matter what happens, he wants to
The
be
true Clark Kent.
Yeah, I try. That's what I want to be. That's my role model. But yeah, what is the hardest part about training strongman?
The hardest part about training strongman? Are you talking about like the mental aspect, the equipment
Ooh,
aspect? Which one? Because like there's a
we can
lot of
hit all
takes
three.
on that.
All right, mentally. Give me the
Mentally,
mental.
I would say just looking at some of the objects you have to move, sometimes it's like a cartoonish level of strength, right? So like deadlifting a car, most people are like, how do you do that? How do you train for that? How do you set that up? You know, like sometimes just setting up the equipment's a hard time. But we're going to talk about the mental first. So
Okay.
with the mental aspect of it, sometimes it's just, you know, you have to just say, hey, I'm ready and just go for it. And a lot of it is like finding that controlled aggression.
Okay.
So, or at least for me, it is. Like when I first do something, I like mentally get into like a pretty dark place to like lift some of these things I've lifted for the first time. Like the first time I pulled a fire truck, I like imagine my like nephew's life was on the line or something, just so I could get it done.
Mm.
So you know, like it just
Ooh.
depends. So that's like the hard mental aspect of strongman,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. All right. What's the equipment? Equipment stuff. Like, what's that?
The equipment stuff can be hard too, just because like there's so many different events. Like they change every year. So one year it could be a circus dumbbell, one year it could be a log, it could be an axle, it could be all of them. Like you have them in a line or in a ladder. So there's different pieces of equipment you kind of have to go throughout your training. Luckily at the training center, I've acquired pretty much almost everything you'll need. So there's that.
Hey, shout out to TC. Shout out to
So that's
TC.
the equipment side of it.
Okay. And what was the third one again? The third one?
The third one would basically just be like managing your stress and fatigue, because like a lot of people don't talk about how difficult it is to like, you know, pretty much avoid training to failure sometimes, like because you don't want to like miss your lifts before the competition. You want to go for broke when you're competing, not when you're like training. At least that's
Okay.
my 2 cents. Like there's
I
some
said,
people that disagree on that, but you'll notice most people who get better results, they're usually close to failure but not quite hitting it. So that's like another thing to keep in mind when you're training for strength.
Okay. Close to failure. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So, what do you like do to manage the stress part? What would you say about that part?
Yeah, I'm still working on that. But if I were
That
working
one?
on getting better at it, I mean, you know, getting enough sleep, eating properly, making sure your diet's like on point. Like a lot of strong men that are very competitive, they're eating pretty much like bodybuilders. You know, so we're eating our rice, we're eating our bison, we're eating our peppers with like sweet potatoes or whatever, right? So like kind of a vertical diet.
Yes.
With that being said, you know, there's some people that are all about eating like pretty much whatever's in front of them. That's a common myth that you'll hear a lot about strongman, where we just eat as much as humanly possible, and we just try to get as big as humanly possible, and that's not always beneficial.
Okay.
Because if you get too big, then it messes up your grip, it messes up your conditioning, messes up like the athletic side and the grip component of strongman, which is really big and can make a huge difference in how the points are laid out.
Okay. Hey, what's the show, man? What's the weirdest thing you like pulled or picked up as a strongman?
Weirdest thing I picked up or pulled. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I pulled a fire truck, but I wouldn't say that's weird. I mean, that's like kind of
Okay.
common in strongman.
Okay.
And then the heaviest thing I pulled, like off the floor, was probably like a Chevy Malibu, which is like I think what 650, 700 at the top, give or take. But it's a side handle deadlift, so it's not that impressive. Don't worry.
That's impressive. I
So
think
I
that's
got that for
cool.
like I think 12 reps or something like that. Uh,
Oh God,
but don't worry, the guys at the actual top level are doing way more than me. So
that's still
don't mind.
cool, man. It's still a car. I like when people train. I'm like, I'm just lifting heavy. You know, just throwing rocks and throwing logs. The rocks are heavy, man. The rocks are heavy, and the whole
The
like.
rocks are getting there. I'm not very good at stones. Like there's a lot of dudes who are moving like 300 plus pound stones. I'm on my way. Like I'm finally breaking it off the floor, but now it's time to like get it over like the bar or the shelf in that case.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
when
so
you got
cool.
tiny little T-Rex arms, it's like very hard to like be good at stones. It's not impossible, but just hard.
Okay. What is your dream job? Oh wait, no.
My dream job?
If every job got paid the same, what would you do?
I'm living it, man. I do exactly what I
Hey,
love to do. I train some of the
hey.
strongest people in the Northeast, man. I get to, basically have fun training with people.
Oh, the guns. Oh, the guns.
Yeah.
Hey, the guns.
I get to I basically like do promoting for like strongman events. I run charity events. So whenever like somebody comes up with a charity they want to raise money for, I basically put it out there and we do like a fun strongman event or a powerlifting meet for it. So I'm pretty much doing all that stuff, I set up events and I train people for them. I think that's pretty much everything I could have asked for.
Okay, that's all. Okay, okay. If you weren't trainer, what would you be?
If I had the grades for it and I had like, the academic composition for it, I'd say I'd love to be a doctor, but I didn't make it, so it just is what
Whoa.
it is.
Fuck
Okay.
it, it's
Whoa.
overrated. Fuck it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. What is the best advice you ever gotten?
The best advice I ever got: be the person you need.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Bars a day. All right. Be the person you need. Be the person you need. Okay. 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 What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I mean, obviously, like
That one, like, I was like, ooh.
that's deep.
I
I
want to know
mean,
why
like,
people, why. Oh,
I love
I
my
love it.
friends. I love my family. Obviously, I love training.
Mm.
I like the pursuit and strength,
Mm.
that sort of stuff. But I mean, food makes me happy too. That's a good one.
Hey, hey, food is love. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Well, we're
Okay.
gonna be
Okay.
eating a lot in the next Thanksgiving, huh?
Oh yeah, big
Nom
time.
nom nom noms nom noms.
I'm
Okay.
not in prep
Question.
yet, so I'll definitely be eating up.
Okay. 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 This is the one. All right. Ooh. Okay. I have it. I have it in my mind. All right. What
uh,
are you going first? I hate you. You want
when is your
you?
cookbook coming out?
When is
Oh.
my
Okay.
cookbook coming out? Way to call me
Uh,
out, man. Uh,
uh-huh.
Oh. Oh.
I need to put out pictures. That's like really the last part I'm missing. But I have some
Yeah.
fun recipe ideas I have in mind. So thanks
Oh.
for
You be
bringing that
cooking?
up.
Oh.
Yeah,
You be cooking? Ooh. Okay.
yeah. I
What's
have
your
a
best
degree in
dish?
nutrition sciences, so I've like lightly been like touching base with that because like everyone thinks you have to like eat boring, bland foods. Like, and I'm sorry for anyone that likes kale and quinoa, but like I don't want to eat anything with kale and quinoa in it. So this is like a book
Okay.
that's like the opposite of that. Like you want to eat a sorbet and get it under 500 calories. I know exactly how to do that. Like if you want to eat like steak and rice with something, I figured out like ways to like organize like your macros, your micronutrients to like really kind of get the most out of your food in a sense, even when you're in prep. How to use like low calorie sauces and stuff like that. That's like the idea of the cookbook I have coming up.
Yes,
Ooh.
chef.
Trying
Yeah.
my best, man. There's some decent dishes that I come up with every once in a while, but it's coming up.
That's awesome. That's so cool, man. I'm happy for you. I cannot wait.
That's
Cool.
something else that makes me happy too, is like coming up with dish ideas and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. I like it. So, do you watch the show The Bear?
No, I haven't. What's it about?
So, all right. Have you ever
Okay.
heard of the show Shameless? Ever?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've never seen
So,
it.
one of the main characters in that show, basically, him and another friend devised this new show called The Bear, which is basically a drama version of it's basically Kitchen meets Shameless, and Shameless is just basically one
Huh.
chaotic family dealing with it's like white trash of America shit, like dealing with poverty and all that shit. But like basically, the show deals with the main character that has to his brother committed suicide and left in his will that his younger brother would run the family owned restaurant. So he gave up his life in New York, working with one of the best restaurants in the country or in the world, just to fulfill his brother's like wishes. And he just realized his brother just completely just was so like just terrible at running this business that he's just cleaned up all his mess. And it has a lot of great family drama, a lot of like to the extent like it's very accurate how to cook from what a lot of the receptions have said about the show. But season two, like season one is okay, that's all I can say. But season two is like a masterpiece of a show. There's
I'll check
particularly
it out.
one episode. It's a Christmas episode. It's an hour long with John Bernthal because he was the brother, and I have a big celebrity crush with John Bernthal. Anytime I see him on screen, I have to watch it. The dude knows how to act, and the dude is just down to earth and gritty, and I fucking love it. And I'm sorry I'm rambling. My bad.
It's the podcast.
You're fine.
You're supposed to ramble.
Shut up.
Ah! Even with that hurt me feel, but yeah. Okay, cook
That
it.
sounds
I don't know.
really
Oh,
interesting.
man.
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, what's your favorite food then? I like this.
My
What are we
favorite
doing?
food? It depends what mood I'm in. I like
All right.
desserts, but I also like, like my steak rice platters. I do love ice cream. Ice cream would probably be my favorite
okay.
dessert.
Okay, what's your favorite ice cream? What's that?
Ooh.
Woo!
I mean, anything with like salted caramel on it sounds great to me, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Woo! I like it. Have you been to Surreal Creamery? Surreal Creamery?
I haven't tried that yet, but I'll try it out sometime.
Okay, Surreal Creamery is good. Surreal Creamery is good. Okay, you like ice cream. Okay, you said your favorite food was what? Rice? You said rice? That's my favorite food.
I like steak and rice, preferably like a New York strip or like a ribeye or something like that. Have you ever had
medium rare?
Medium rare? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I said raw. My bad.
Have you guys ever gone to Ted's Montana Grill?
No.
Their bison steaks are really good, man. Like that's like one of my favorite things to like. That's like a go-to order for me. Is just like to get like either ribeye or New York strip from there. It's great, especially like, huh?
Is it local?
Yeah, it's by the Christiana Mall.
Oh. Look that up. We can go there, Benny.
Yeah, you can go there on prep. There's a they have like salmon, bison steaks.
Oh.
You can do burgers too for people who aren't in prep and just want to enjoy life. So it's a good option.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. We got that. What are you interested in learning?
In learning? I mean, I'd like to learn a little bit more about Olympic lifting, just because I feel like it's been carrying over really well to my strongman training. That and it just looks very athletic. So I like all the like athletic and like crazy like feats sort of stuff. So
right.
I'd love to. Go ahead.
So if you get invited, let's say like one of the somebody that you were training, and they get invited to a big tournament, but it's overseas, and they invite you, would you go?
Yeah, I mean, technically, Kai Hepner, he won the middleweight world America's Strongest Teen, and he got invited to World's Strongest Teen, but he couldn't get his passport in time. Otherwise, I would have gone to that.
Where would it have been held at?
I think it would have been in Sweden.
What?
Yeah,
that's wild.
Because he just competed in Alameda, California, and he won first place for middleweight teens under 231.
So that's a big thing. Get your passport, people. If you are in any type of like competition-esque or just any type of creative field, just get your passport. You just never know if you get invited to something. Like, you just never know. That's always like a big thing. Get your passport. It lasts us for 10 years. Come on, people.
I got mine.
Shout out to Kai, though. Seriously.
Shout out to Kai.
Yes.
He's 19 years old.
What?
That's wild.
Yeah, he's 19 years old when he finished up America's Strongest Teen, and he deadlifted like 820 on a frame. Just
that's
monster of a kid.
Insane.
Had the fastest truck pull time too.
Really?
Yeah.
How tall is he?
He's like my height, but no, he's like 2 inches taller than me. He's like 6'1".
Jesus,
yeah, he's a monster.
That's
You've probably seen him at the gym.
Maybe.
Whoa! I'm excited.
Oh, so about the gym, how excited are you about the new facility?
Dude, I can't even talk about how excited I am. we're finally getting a strongman section in there. You know, I've been fighting hard for that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, not that many people did strongman back when I first started." And then I throw on these events, and there's more people there than ever, right? You know, I got 100+ people to come down to these charity events, and people love it. You know, like it brings a really good atmosphere into the gym. It displays exactly what our gym's about, you know, which is like promoting people for healthy habits. You know, encouraging people to be their strongest selves. You know, bringing out that inner superhero. That's what I love about our gym. So like, you know, now I get to like go in full force with it. You know, do more group training and stuff. Find ways to help out, you know, people who are getting started with their fitness journeys and stuff. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. Yes. Shout out to Chaser. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Okay. The real deal question. All right. What type of video games do you play? Like, what's your favorite
What type of video games? I usually like action adventure. I'm pretty basic.
Hey, all right. Do you have a top 5?
I mean, we already know Legend of Zelda is number 1 on that.
Hey, okay.
I'm gonna go left a little bit and also say Smash Brothers.
Hey,
Yeah.
we gotta say who the main is. Who the mains?
Link, you guys already know.
Oh, brother,
Which Link? Which Link though? There's 3.
Pretty much any swordsman is like my
Okay.
favorite, like Smash Brothers characters. So like
Okay.
Marth, Ike, Link, you know.
He ain't playing around. He's
I just like playing swordsmen. I don't know why I have such a fascination for that, but it's just cool.
Have you ever tried fencing?
No, I haven't.
I don't know. I feel like
Have you?
Me? I could have.
I feel like you had. You rode a pony before, so I'm pretty sure you fenced.
A pony? It's a horse.
I was gonna say Tevin's too big for ponies.
No, he did. No, there's a picture on
it's
the
not
internet.
A pony. It's a horse.
You make it that big, Tevin.
You make it look like it's a pony, bro.
Instead of riding a pony, it's a horse named Marigold. Shout out to Marigold. Hope she's doing okay. Please be alive. Oh, please be alive. But okay. Okay, you said Smash Bros. Is your favorite characters? Okay, Link. Okay, do you play any other games besides that, or have you like?
Well, I haven't been playing too many games right now. But I really did enjoy. What was the game? I really like playing Monster Hunter, which is an RPG. So I have a little bit of variety in my life. That game's pretty cool. I like the mechanics. I kind of wish they would have more of an actual storyline behind it, but I do enjoy the game. Let's see, what else? What else do I enjoy? I mean, I like the Uncharted games. Those were pretty good.
Okay.
God of War was fun. And the story is very well written.
Nice. Okay.
Tevin doesn't know anything about that, so
I do. I played God of War on PSP. Relax. All right.
Play the new one.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna get to it. I got time today, cuz. Okay. All right. Next. All right. Your name. I think your name is very like and unique. Where is it from? How'd you get your name?
Well, my name is a Greek root, which means universe. So like Cosmo means universe. My full name is like a sentence because my mom's like overtly Catholic, so she used that root word to be like universe of Jesus, that sort of thing.
Oh,
so because like my full name is De Jesus.
Jesus.
But yeah, I don't go around telling everybody my full name like that because like technically my first name is Cosme de Jesus, but I'm not gonna go around telling everybody that's my name because it's just the full-on government is just too much for some people. They already have a hard enough time with just my first name. So.
All right, so how do they say your first name? Like if people don't know how to say.
Cosme, Cosme, Cosmo, Cosmo, what? That's usually how it goes. So
I love it.
It's funny because it's only 5 letters. So I usually just cut it down to 3. I usually just tell people to call me Kaz and call it a day.
All right, I like your name, but your name is godlike. I dig it. Sounds like a villain's name. I love it. It's like Cosme.
Sounds like a villain's name.
God damn, Tevin, that's racist.
Tell them Cosme came to kill you. That'd be crazy, bro. That'd be dope. Somebody do a name Cosme with a sword. It's godlike. That'd be dope. I'll watch that movie. That's dope. Okay. I thought your name was all right. Movies. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. I don't watch a ton of movies, but I mean, obviously Batman Forever is one of them. If I were to talk like live action movies, that's like one of my favorites.
Oh my god. Okay. I love it. Okay. Nice. All right. Do you have a perfect genre, like a certain genre you like, or do you just?
I'm a basic guy once again. Like action adventure. I like my explosions. I like my martial arts. I like kung fu movies. I like stuff like that. I like seeing like good action in a movie. I don't really care for like hours of dialogue.
Did you watch the movie with? I forget what it was called, but it's with Anthony Mackie, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Mark Wahlberg. What was it called again?
Pain and Gain.
Did you watch that?
No, I might have seen parts of it, like randomly pop up.
Oh, it's
like one of my friends had stars or whatever.
It's like Straw Man, like with just Michael Bay explosion.
Oh.
It's so disgusting.
It's
And
crazy.
it's so weird, man. The Rock is like a drug addict. It's funny.
A really fun movie to watch is like District 13. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. That's the parkour movie.
Yes.
Everyone made a big deal about it when Paul Walker died because he was in it.
Yeah.
But the guy who was the main stuntman in that movie, he invented parkour. So that's like a fun little tidbit.
Wait, so District 13, what was the main premise of it? Because I feel like
I think they called it Brick Mansions or something like that.
Brick Mansion?
For the English adaptation. But it was originally done in France because that's where parkour came from.
Because that shit was really cool.
Parkour.
Oh yeah.
Can you do parkour?
Yeah,
I used to a long time ago.
He taught you.
I don't.
Yeah, Cosme taught me.
I didn't really do crazy flips or anything. I mostly did vaults and stuff. I would go to a trampoline park and try to learn, but it took me a long time to learn how to do aerials and flips and stuff. Wasn't very good at it though.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay. All right, my man was like Nightwing for real. Okay. Who'd you? Okay, all right. We got. Well, I have. Do you have questions? But you have more questions. I don't want to hog the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Where were you when?
Oh my god!
I'm joking. So okay. So, as a personal trainer, working at, I guess, an independent owned gym, is the environment, in your opinion, easier there, or do you think, environments, okay, I'm trying to figure out, because, I know there's, corporate businesses, and then these are the independent businesses. Now, do you feel like it's better, in your sense, as working in an independent industry, I guess, in a sense?
Yeah, so, I get what you're saying. So corporate gym versus small local gym versus independent contracting versus working through somebody, right? That's kind of what you're getting at. So with the corporate gym, I've done that before, and it's not as fun because you get very limited on how you're supposed to train people. So say you're working at Orange Theory or Anytime Fitness, which I've done before. It's still fun to train people, but it's not as fun because I could write something better than they do. And I hate saying it like that because it sounds egotistical, but it's true. The way I've trained people, they still lose weight, they gain a bunch of strength, and they have fun. So I think at the end of the day, however you feel you're training people to meet their goals is ideally what I like to do. Most of that will be done through independent training. I think works best because you can go straight to their goal. And as long as you have the equipment available, you can get it done. So that shouldn't be too bad.
Interesting. I got a question. This is the one that always boggles my mind. For the state of the world, how do you see their fitness? What does the world need to do better with their fitness? What would you say?
Stop making excuses. Live with a purpose. And I hate saying it like that because obviously there's a million excuses to not do the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
I'm too tired. I'm too hungry all the time or whatever, right? You come up with a million things to not do the things you actually want to do.
Yes. Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, I noticed at in Wawa that they have meals now. They have chicken and broccoli and the whole thing. And I was like, oh, okay. I started to see it now it's more accessible. It's done for you. But I don't know. I see.
Well, I mean, even Chipotle orders are pretty easy. I mean, they're a lot more expensive than they should be, but you know, you can eat kind of healthy-ish and Panda Express.
Ooh.
If you get steamed white rice, you can pretty much pick your macros accordingly with most of the chicken or protein options they have available. It just depends on what you're looking to do. Obviously, the more competitive you want to be, the more you have to take it seriously. And the more casual you want to be about things, and the more casual you get to be. But I think the other thing, too, is finding the fine line, because there gets to a point where you can't make it your identity, especially if it doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, because I always get, how do I lose my belly? I'm like, gotta
just eat a little less and exercise a little more. That's the easy part.
It's the basics. That's just basic. I even said walking is underrated. Just walk.
Yeah.
And I just say it's just so easy to just not
sleep better.
Yeah.
Well, I say,
you know how many people wouldn't overeat if they just slept better?
Well, I blame both of you guys because now I gotta get new pants.
What?
My legs.
Yeah, explain yourself. Wait, explain yourself.
My legs, my fucking thighs got fucking bigger now. Now I gotta buy new pants. Fuck you.
I
hate you.
Get stretch pants.
Yeah, that's the thing that they don't tell you about working out. Is you gotta buy clothes, new clothes. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just joking.
You like the way you look, though, right? Men's Warehouse.
I love it. I love it,
Yeah.
man. I love it. I will stare at myself. I'm just like,
It's okay. Sometimes you gotta flex a little bit. All right, as a trainer, what would you give advice to people that don't train?
That don't train? I mean, just start off with like walking, drink a little bit more water, eat 3 or 4 servings of fruits and vegetables.
Ooh,
Nothing crazy.
I like it. I like that.
Find something you enjoy and do it. Like that's like the main thing too, because a lot of people think, oh, let me just do what everyone says to do. Let me just walk on the treadmill for half an hour, do like some ab machine, and then move on. Like that's I think list your goal, figure out how to get to your goal, take the steps needed to progress from that goal, and call it a day.
Okay, what are
everybody tries to do more than 6 exercises a day? I hate to see it.
More than 6 exercises. Okay, more than six exercises a day.
Stop trying to do more than 6 exercises. Unless you're a CrossFitter, like there's no need for that.
Cut that out. I
Seriously.
love it. I like it. Also, question. All right, so what are the red flags in trainers? Give us red flags.
There's a bunch. I mean, once again, when that sport becomes their identity, that's like a big one. And that's like a helpless red flag more than anything. That's like more of something that's going to hurt them more than someone else in the long run. Being so obsessed with their vanity, like always checking themselves in the mirror every 2 seconds. That's like big red flag for me on coaches. And the biggest one, which I have obviously left for last, is like someone that copies and pastes programs. Like they basically just do the same thing for everybody, charge everybody an excruciating amount of like money for it, and make it seem like it's an original idea when they probably just got it from somebody else and they've just been like plugging and chugging.
plagiarism.
Like, the goals could be completely different, but we're all doing the same thing.
The Shang Shung. Hit it with the
like it's one thing if you're doing like group training and everyone's doing the same thing, but like realistically, like if you're doing one-on-one coaching and then you sell everyone the same exact program, that doesn't look very good.
Okay. As a trainer, I know you get asked the wild things like, how can I lose 17 pounds in 2 days? Or how can I lose? I know you get.
I mean, you could do that. It's not a good idea.
Will you be alive afterwards?
I mean, you could be. It depends on how overweight you are. I mean, I've done a water cut and I've lost like 15 pounds in like a day or two. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, don't recommend that.
I mean, like fighters do that too. I mean, I've seen fighters drop more than I do. They drop like 25, 30 pounds sometimes.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
Yeah, water cuts are rough, man. And that's like another thing too that people don't know about strongman is there's weight classes. So like I compete under 200s. So I'm going against other guys who also weigh under 200 pounds, but over 175. So it's like a big weight fluctuation too.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, what are green flags in coaches that you like?
Green flags? Coaches that care about their clients. Like coaches that like genuinely ask their clients how they're doing. Check on them periodically, and also allow their clients to like have independence. Essentially, that's like my biggest green flags for like either looking for a coach or just observing coaches. And like another one too is like coaches that like allow feedback. Like if you're like, hey, like this exercise doesn't really seem to work out for me. I have a hard time doing it properly. Can we do something a little different? People who are very receptive to that, I think, is a great green flag.
Are trainers like, I guess are trainers like in the field kind of egotistical and they're like, this is my way, or no?
It depends on what status they think they are. Like a lot of it is a lack of humility for some people. So like there's some coaches you'll meet that think they're the end all be all. They think they're the greatest thing that's ever happened. They're late to all their clients. They act like nothing else but them matters. Like there's coaches out there like that. And then there's coaches that they care about your goal almost more than you do. Like that's ideally the kind of coach I want. And I've seen it. There's a lot of coaches like that.
All right. So
I think it just depends the industry.
So when you're like 65, you've been Kobe beef off your yacht in the middle of like the Mediterranean Sea, and you're about to go to your Italian premiere of your biopic, who would you choose to play you?
Who would I choose to play me?
Yeah.
Movie.
At 65. Tom Hanks, that's pretty cool. I like that.
To me, that'd be crazy.
No, he's just
that'd be crazy, actors bro. Like that.
That would be crazy,
that's a hard pick for me right there.
Like if somebody be like, "Yo, Tevin's played by Tom Hanks," the world would be crazy. What?
Bro, first off,
I don't even know who looks like me that's like popular on Hollywood. So
I would say something crazy. Tom Cruise. Fuck it. Let Tom Cruise do it.
Sure, why not?
Shut up.
No, that would be hard, bro. That would be dope, man. Oh my
I
god.
hate
I gotta
you
do
so
more
much.
cool stuff before I get there, though.
Benny, I think Matt Damon would kill it as you, Benny.
Matt
I think
Damon? No.
would kill
First
it.
off, no. I don't want someone.
No!
Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
I hate you.
Or Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I like
Jake
that.
Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal would kill it. Jake Gyllenhaal would kill it. I see
I would
Nightcrawler.
say
Jake Gyllenhaal would kill
Nightcrawler is
it.
my favorite movie of him, man. Oh, that's the best.
Jake
You know
Gyllenhaal
what?
would
He's
kill it.
underrated. I would say that. Jake Gyllenhaal is so underappreciated.
Yeah, I would,
And he's doing a UFC movie. I don't know what it's called, but I know he's been doing that. Okay, so I guess in the realm of movies, as a personal trainer, you take fitness and all this shit very seriously. And I know we had a personal discussion off camera about like how you said certain like trainers will try to give medical advice. So
Yeah.
like in Hollywood, do you think the actors that are doing these movies are portraying it like a right like visual standard? Like
I think
like as the
a
actor?
lot of people grossly exaggerate what those people are doing. They're like, oh, he's like training so hard, he's doing this, that, and the other. They're taking steroids. Like 90% of the time when they're like that Chris Evans transformation or like that Thor transformation,
Yeah.
like
Kyle,
come on
Kyle
now.
and Johnny
You
from
guys think
Eternals?
that's natural? Like you're out of your mind. Like,
And
you
plus
know,
the-
like
and plus
it's the
they're on
same
set
thing with
doing this.
sports too. You'll see all these pro athletes, they recover in like 2 months from like an ACL tear or something like that, and you're like, what did they do to get naturally healthy? Because like that's like a medical miracle right there. You know what I'm saying?
John Cena.
So like,
John Cena.
and I'm not saying it's like that's the end all be all, because you still have to train right and you still have to like eat right
Yeah.
and do a bunch of other things correctly before you get there. But
They got the money
like
for all
realistically,
that. Yeah,
I-
so
I
like
think-
because I've been looking at like, I mean, obviously I'm into sports and stuff, but also like with you guys at the gym and stuff, like looking at like these recovery process. Like there was one about Tommy John surgery, obviously done by a guy named Tommy John, who was a baseball pitcher, and
Mhm.
apparently like the UCL tear like takes 12 to 18 months of recovery, but these players are coming back in like 6 to 8 months, which is like unnatural. I mean, like
it's not. You know, like it's the same thing with like how Derrick Rose randomly came back. Man was like basically destined to like be done playing basketball and comes back out of nowhere even better.
You
How
know
do
what
you
that
do that?
reminds me of? You know what that reminds me of? Remember in The Dark Knight Rises, where Bruce Wayne just automatically gets that thing on his like knee because apparently he had no
Mhm.
cartilage left in his knee, and then boom, the machine just fixes it. That's how I
Yeah.
feel like that is. It's
That's
like,
exactly
oh.
how it's like. I'm kidding. It's probably not like that at all.
But then there's another thing where it's like we have this big, like negative outlook of like PED, but yet like everybody uses it. So like what's this mentality in the world that it's so negative, but yet everyone does it? It's like it kind of doesn't make sense.
That's hard for me to speak on because I don't really use them. So
Yeah.
I think that's better for like someone who does use them to kind of like address that. I
Okay.
think a lot of it is the lack of understanding for what it does. Because there's a
Mhm.
lot of people that think steroids are magic, and yeah, they do get like recovery and a little quicker than what you would naturally with your body. But you still have to
But
work
yeah.
hard. You still have to train hard.
And that's
You
the
still have to
thing.
train right.
You have to work hard because if you don't, there's going to be consequences. I mean, like
There's consequences even when you're doing it right.
yeah, but like you still have to work hard. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Like especially in like the entertainment industry, it's like look, they're doing it to fit an image, and you know, I mean, like they know what they're doing, but like we'll scold them for using that. It's like
Mhm.
it's kind of weird because it's like you said, you're not a person to use it. Like you never used it, so you really can't comment on it. And like how, and that's the type of world we live in, where we'll just insult and criticize without truly understanding.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's like when people find out that Half the Mountain, when he pulled 501 kilograms or like 1102 pounds on his deadlift, they were like, oh, well, he used a steroid, so it's like he cheated. And I was like, everyone in the highest level of strongman are more than likely using steroids.
Yeah.
Yes.
to do those things. You know, like
Yes.
same thing with the WWE. You don't get a body like that without being on stuff. So why are people like
Facts.
surprised?
Facts. And half of them don't even
And
train.
remember,
Like,
and they can,
Ooh.
I would say most of them will still kick your ass with or without.
Well,
yeah. But
that's the thing that no one talks about is like they would still be amazing athletes without it. And that's like
Yeah.
the thing that no one really talks about.
yep, true, because some came
it's like
back.
I guess it's just like the pushing for perfection, just because like we've been
Yeah.
fed this idea, and I guess this kind of goes with like the comic book industry or the art industry, where it comes from even like sculptures of like Greek gods and goddesses. Like it's the perfect depiction of humanity to like a certain person, and in every superhero movie, the male character has to show their chest and abs. And like I can understand why some of them may like not feel comfortable for it, because it's just like I don't want people to just like me because I'm buff and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's unfortunate because most people's bodies don't look like that. Majority of the world's bodies don't look like that. And yeah, I mean, and
Well,
there's
the other thing,
there's
too, is
different
it's
ways.
edited.
Yeah. CGI, Photoshop.
Also, they're pumping up during tapes and all that stuff like that. It's just like a lot of stuff you don't really.
Well, it's like perfect lighting, perfect angles, that sort of thing.
yeah.
Too. Like we've all seen that guy who's like small in real life, but they look amazing on Instagram or TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've seen dudes that are like 50 pounds lighter than me and look way like more jacked than I do, and I'm like, whatever sorcery you're doing, keep it up, I guess. But like
whatever you up to is crazy.
But that's the other thing why I like strength a little bit more, because like it doesn't matter how you look, it matters what you can do. And that's like my big take on that.
And,
that's so cool.
And it's funny because like the people that are strength heavy, and I'm speaking in like its sports aspect, or like offensive linemen, because they're not jacked or muscle or shredded.
They could
They're
wreck
just
somebody.
big. They're just big. They're big and they're fucking just strong. I mean, like
if you leaned them out,
think
about that, man. If you leaned out like an O-line or something like that, they would look insane.
Yeah. But it would just look so weird. It's like, aren't you supposed to be playing like tight end or something or running back? It's like, no. But no, there's different. Yeah, like you've seen it. You work with it. There's different ways of strength. Not everybody looks the same. I mean, look, I can speak from personal experience because I weigh 170, and people will look at me because I wear usually hoodies and shit, and instantly always think that I'm just weak and not strong.
Exactly.
But when I take off my shirt, and this is like even in family events and shit like that, when it's hot as shit, and they see what's under it, it's like the biggest shock or surprise in their life. It's like, and I love it and hate it at the same time, because I hate and love when people underestimate me, but I always hate like, oh my god, you're actually like blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, what do you think I do? I go to
it's
work,
better to be
go to the
stronger than
gym.
you look, in my opinion. So
yeah.
I like that. I always like that. Like Goku took off the thing with the.
There you go.
I like that. I never forget that. I was like, that's dope. That's dope. All right, question. The fitness industry. What is your take on the fitness industry today? What is it? What's your take on it?
I mean, it depends what side of it you look at. Like, there's parts of it that have been doing a really good job with, like, making people feel welcomed, and, like, strength training particularly, I think, has done a really good job with that. Like, powerlifting and strongman. I've gone to a comp, and I always feel like somebody's there to welcome me. I always feel like people are there to encourage me, and I feel like that's, like, one of the only sports where somebody will cheer you on even when they're beating you. Like, when you're beating them, essentially. Like, or say, like... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I was saying, like, say if I'm, like, going against somebody and they're beating me, I will cheer them on to beat me. I want somebody to beat me at their best. Like, that's awesome, how I feel about the sport.
Like, would you assume, or like, okay, from your personal experience, do you think like social media has helped this like this group, or do you think it's like made it mix or like negative to an extent?
I think it depends on what part of the fitness industry, because like, the fitness industry could go as far as like people who are just doing lifestyle training, where they're just trying to be healthy, go on their 5K run every 2 or 3 months. It could be somebody who's like training for like a bodybuilding show. that's a whole different dynamic. And it's a whole different thing. And I feel like for that group of people, it just depends, because some of it is like very vanity heavy, where you got people who are like, obsessed with looking at themselves. Nothing wrong with it, obviously, but like there's like people who are like that, and then there's people who are like very humble and they just want to encourage people to be bigger and stronger, and that's cool, So it just depends. I think there's a positive on all aspects of them. I just think sometimes there's a lot of myths that go on, and people make assumptions about certain demographics of people. It just depends.
See, I always
Like everyone
just
thinks
say
strongmen are just a bunch of big fat guys,
They're not. They're
Like,
not.
But a
Not
lot of
at
people
all.
think that, like even to this day, you'll hear people going, "Oh, well, why are strongmen usually like big and fat?" And I'm like, I mean, I'm like 200 pounds. I'm not really fat, but like I get a little fluffy on my off season, but that's kind of it.
Remember with Tevin? Help!
Almost died. Count me. Count. Reading is fundamental. I learned a lot that day.
Well, yeah, be careful with the kilos.
Yes.
Yes.
God.
What is kilos? 1 kilo to a pound? Cosme.
1 kilo. 1 kilo is 2.2043 pounds. So about double in weight. Well, the conversion's about double to a pound.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
That's good.
So if you have like a 25 kilo plate, it's 55 pounds.
Yeah. Don't read is fundamental. Please read. And math is mathing.
There's apps for it too. Like if you don't know how to use the kilo plates, I would use an app called Bars Loaded. That'll help if you ever go overseas and only have kilo plates.
This segment was for Tevin, because Tevin needs to know.
I'm downloading it right now.
But
are you planning on doing a powerlifting meet? Because that bench has been climbing. I seen you.
You know what? I will do it for the streets.
Talk to Kate. Tell her you want to do a meet. Let's go.
I'm gonna steal Tevin's one of Tevin's questions. What is one of your biggest pet peeve at the gym? The one thing that just irks you the fuck. Doesn't matter if it's people working or people there to train. What is the biggest pet peeve you have?
There's 3 things that really bother me, if I'm allowed to say them. The biggest one is not putting yourself away.
What?
Like, please put yourself away.
You know what? That is annoying. I ain't gonna hold you. That is probably the most thing. It's like, because it's like it takes 2 seconds to do.
The other one is when someone tries to like warm up with my working weight. Like, for one, most people cannot do that, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant. Like, one guy was trying to do that when I was like axle clean and pressing, and I was like putting like 255 over my head. So it's like, you weigh like 40 pounds less than me. You sure you don't want to warm up with something else? And he was like, no, I'm gonna try it. He couldn't even get it off the floor, and I was like, what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to impress? What are you trying to do, man?
He's like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
I hate it when people do that. And then I saw him squatting. He could barely squat that weight. And I was like, why would you try to overhead press your squat?
No, not on TV.
He got called for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to give his name out. I just know he's out in the gym still. I hope he's doing better. But yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, all right.
You know what, Cosme? I love your optimism. You know what? You're a very good guy. And that's why, and I always mean this every time I give you compliments, whether it's just who you are or what you look like. Because you're the man, bro. You've always been there. No. You're one of 2 people that I'm still currently good friends with since high school.
I appreciate that.
And because you have just been consistently just a great guy.
I appreciate that, man.
And also I try. But also like how you work, like you're always on your shit every time I see you working. Yeah. Whether it's actually like training on people with the job and then hosting the events. Good man.
Good man. I love that about you. I love that you're consistent. You're just all around strong man. All around.
I'm trying, man. I'm getting there.
No, wait. Has it been like difficult to stay that consistent with working?
Yeah.
Like, okay. I was just curious.
I mean, I love my job, which makes it easier to do than what it would be if it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
But like the main thing is, it's like I lock in on it a lot. Sometimes I'd say, if anything, I'm like more obsessed with it than I should be. But that's part of the job, like when you're trying to grow a community, when you're trying to grow like a sport that doesn't really make money, and you're trying to let people know, hey, this is a fun way to do something different. Like if you don't ever want to do the exact same workout every single year, this is a different way to do it. If you get tired of using like the same 4 or 5 machines, you can try this out and do something completely different. You know, like what's the closest thing to doing like superhero like training? Strongman. You know, like so it's like that's my 2 cents. And that's like why I'm like so big on it, because it took me out of a very like dark place in my life. So I like try to like help people out with that.
Oh yeah, you got me out of a little bit dark slump around Thanksgiving time. You're like, you want to just pull a car? Pull it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it'll make you feel better, man. Just pull a car. I was like, I don't know if I can
You pulled
do
it up a hill
was,
too.
Yeah, it was on an
It was a
incline.
slight incline.
Yeah, I was just like, this. And don't get me wrong, it felt amazing. I felt great, but the next day I felt it, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I can at least say that in my life. It's like I pulled a car over a hill. Yeah, I did it.
By yourself.
Yes, it was fun.
Gotta do it. I guess I gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to learn how to pull a truck, just come through. It's Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to noon at the training center.
Ooh,
I'm gonna open up more boot camps for it too.
Ooh.
Sweet. Shout out. Don't you heard that? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. For anyone
Okay.
who trains at the gym, it's available. The first one's always free.
Yes. Question. All right, now we'll turn the tables on you. Do you have any questions for us?
Do I have any questions for you guys? So, like, what direction have you mostly been thinking about taking the podcast to? Like, are you planning on going to like Comic Cons? Are you planning on going to like big sporting events? Anything in particular?
We are gonna be at a Comic Con, but we're gonna be at New York Comic Con soon. I guess we're gonna be up there
Nice.
and frolicking and whatever.
We got invited. Yeah, like we didn't have to pay the tickets, which is
That's awesome.
still mind-boggling.
And I'm like, I know we gotta figure some other stuff out.
What was the podcast that got you there?
It's funny.
All right,
so the podcast that got us there, since it's referring to New York Comic Con, was when we interviewed Ashley V. Robinson like a year ago, and that got us around the comic book like realm and scenery, and also like when Tevin interviewed Comic Pop, Sal from Comic Pop, and like that has like I guess we've gotten into like the comic book section of the internet, so people do watch us because we do talk about that stuff. So that got us to a point where like we were communicating with said person, and they helped us out, and it was just kind of mind-boggling because it was just like we got passes, like visitor, like it's just weird, wild, and the only thing that me and Tevin have to do is just find a place to stay, which is a little difficult just because it's New York City and it's like it's a little pricey.
So either Airbnb or like get a spot in Jersey and take the railway.
Yeah, that's
you can do that.
But the thing, because we can leave the car there for like a day or two and then stay
You're not gonna want to use
wherever.
the car anyways.
Yeah, in New York City.
At least I wouldn't.
Yeah, because that's a smart thing to do is do the parking in Newark and then take a train. I did that once, but yeah, it
depends on how long you want to be away there too. Like if you're gonna do like a 3-day trip, it might be worth it to waste the first day using the megabus or like the train, and then just like use a subway while you're there.
But another big thing that we want to do, I guess, with the podcast is merchandising.
We are.
Yeah, tell me when those shirts are coming out. I'll buy them.
We have things in the works. We got a logo coming, and we're working on it. Which is
if you need a shirt print company, I have one that I use for my events. So if you need details on that, I got you.
Nice. Okay.
They're pretty quick.
Okay.
They get it done in like 3 weeks.
Oh. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. We're cooking. We're cooking. Okay. Yep. All right. We need that. I got a plan. We're back, but we're moving. The podcast is moving. We're moving. But yeah. But any more questions? Any more questions for us?
Any more questions?
Yeah.
So, what are your goals for like the year? Like, I know Ben's got a few books he's writing out. Do you have any fitness goals? Like any competitions you guys plan to go to, or just like watch?
I want to get stronger, better, faster, all that. I want to just be jacked eventually. I pretty much.
Eventually, you're really jacked already.
I want to be. I know. I want my knowledge of more like even training with like I would love to do all types because I think gym is just fitness is just amazing to me. I don't know,
Mhm.
and I kind of like being like the little guy or being like the one that doesn't know a lot, so I can learn a lot from everything. So that's why I ask people
I like that.
questions, all types of questions, and I don't like the way people train. I think is interesting. Even just the guy that does like this with the dumbbell or does like certain things or like I think everything's interesting for the gym, and I think how people train is just interesting. It's all. I think fitness is just interesting all around, and I want to know why you do what things you do. So I want to get better knowledge in that, and I want to just I got to at least do one strongman in bodybuilding, and one of the two. They're very hard. They're very hard things, but I love it, and I think it's fun, and I'm never gonna stop going to the gym, even if I'm like 100. I'm still going to the gym.
But I want to like this is something that like I haven't tried to push myself, so I'm not blaming anybody else besides myself. But I really want to get really big in like book communities and like go to events, and like it sucks a little bit because of like I guess the area that we live in is not really big with like writing esque in a sense. It's like because the weird thing is like the writing community is really big online, and I'm privileged to have access to all that, but like I love like physical interactions. I love talking to people in person, and like for me, like I would love to go to book signings to like authors that I like, or go to like a writing club or something like that, or workshop club. And like just be better. I mean, because like the cool thing about like writing is like there's no rules to writing. And if someone says that they're totally fucking full of shit. There are fundamental blocks that like that are like kind of required, but like
Can relate.
there's no rules, because one of the most like horribly written books of all time, or like one of the most beloved books of all time, has so many grammatical errors and like so much just like weird just dialogue choices, but it's yet so well done. It's like Catcher in the Rye. Like that book has some of the like. Is there supposed to be a comma here? But yet the book is touched millions of lives, and I enjoy it and love it. And there's just I just want to get better. And
you can say the same thing about music.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
I wanna fucking not just be one genre. Like, yes, my first book was a romance book, but like my second one was a bunch of like drama, like short stories, and then my next one is going to be a family story, and then other ones I have a dark fantasy thing in the work. I just want to get better at writing, and what better way than talking to other people that actually do it, and that's kind of something I want to push myself
I like
to.
that. Have you thought about venturing into like graphic novel comics at some point? Because I feel like you're kind of leaning that way at some point.
I mean, there's one story that I want to have illustrations in the book, and I have an artist that I talked to online, someone that you don't know, Zeb, so don't get to it. But
like
it's
it.
like for like dark, he does really good dark art, and for that book, probably coming out next year, is I want illustrations, and I want it to be a hardcover, not a paperback. But like, you never know. I mean, like, the future is so unwritten. So like, I want to push to this, and I know I have other talents and stuff, but like writing just fills me with so much joy. And I'll look back in my old writing and be like, God damn, I wrote that? How? Who is this Ben? He needs to come back right now.
I love it.
I have a hard time with that on music because I usually don't get like too crazy. Like some of the like instrumental stuff, I'll be like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then when I look back at the lyrics, I'm like, why did I write that? So you're way better than me in that sense.
Whoa! Wait, you wrote music? You write music?
Yeah, I was a bass player for a band. We didn't really go anywhere, but
Who's your favorite
just fiddled around with stuff like that.
That's dope.
I did like metal vocals and stuff like that at like a local thing.
I think it's like comeback tour. You have to come back.
Yeah, we started.
I'm done playing music. There was too much drugs and stuff going around. I was like, nah, I'm not.
That'll do it.
Well, it's hard when you're straight edge because like you don't want to do any of that stuff, and you're around it all the time when you play music. I hate saying it like that. Like that's the thing that drove me away from my love for music because it was just too much. It was everywhere, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna walk
Why?
away from this.
Why are you straight edge? I love it.
Well, I like being in control of my body. I like having, I like having my 2 cents available at all times. I
love
don't
it.
ever want to like have a regret that's because of something I couldn't control. You know, I don't ever want to walk into life and be like, oh, well, I was drunk last night, so that's why I did something really stupid, or that's why I hurt myself, or that's why I killed somebody, or something. Like I don't ever want to have to like.
Woo!
But
I
like
love
people do that on a daily.
I love it.
And
I love it.
I feel like people glorify addiction so much, and it's once again, there's nothing wrong with people drinking within reason, or like if they decided to do other extracurriculars of their choice,
I love
whatever.
it. I love it.
But
I love
that's
it.
just my 2 cents.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that. I love that about you. That's cool. That's cool. All right. I was asked this gym question. All right. The famous gym question. Okay. All right.
Oh my
You
god!
have a gym. Shut up. This is. You have a gym crush, right?
My gym crush.
If you have a gym crush, okay, how do you approach them, or do you not approach? What do you do?
My gym crush is my girlfriend, so it works out.
Well, I know that, but like, what did you do as a guy? Because I want to hear it from a guy. Because we have a lot of girls here. But as a guy, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
I mean, you can't. There's parts where you feel like you can approach the person. It depends on what their personality is like. If they're more outgoing, it's probably easier to start off with like, "Hey, I like how you do this," or "You're very strong." Like, you can't outright say how they look. Otherwise, you're gonna be like that creepy guy.
Okay.
So like,
okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
No!
Did you guys hear that?
No! That won't work. I mean, that might work. Maybe.
I don't think it will. But I guess it just depends on how close you are to getting there anyway, so.
I see. I like how mathematical you are about things. I like how you think about things. I had to ask you. The streets want to know. The streets want to know. That's all. Everybody,
the streets want to know. I don't know. I wouldn't say I have game.
The streets want to know. I'm just saying, man. That's a famous question we always ask here. All right, next, the last question I always ask is like, what do you listen to?
What am I listening to?
Yeah.
I listen to like mostly like progressive metal, and like I listen to a lot of jazz. I like like underground hip hop, like Tech Nine. The only radio rapper I can really listen to right now is probably NF.
I like NF. He's happy. He's very cool. Oh, that song, man. His lyrics, man.
Deep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I like stuff that you can't really predict, like what the next thing is going to be. So that's kind of how I like my music. I like stuff that's like complicated. I hate saying it like that, but
any artists you don't really like? Any artists you don't like?
I mean, I'm not really a fan of pop music, so you could probably just pick any artist from that sense.
Okay.
So
okay, fine. No Taylor Swift? No. Nah, not at all. Not a chance. Okay. Cool. I tried, you guys. I tried.
You tried.
Y'all.
It's all right.
I tried. Okay. What are you reading right now? What are you reading?
Well, I was reading Ben's book. It's really good.
Hey, shout out to Benny.
Shout
Shout out to Benny. Benny got my man 2-book Benny. 2-book Benny.
3 books. He's got digital.
Yeah, I got visual.
Got the 3-book Benny. So you gotta make 4. So you can be the 4 horsemen Benny. 4 horsemen.
4 horsemen? That sounds dark.
Then you gotta be 4 horsemen, man. I think you would kill him with something like that. But
honestly, like literally all of your books that I've read are really good. So for anyone who's like on the fence about buying one, definitely get it.
Go buy the books, Benny. Go buy the books.
I wasn't paid to say that either, so I just want to.
Yeah, we were not paid. We were not paid. I want my check. God damn it, we want our checks, Benny. We don't play around here. I'm just joking. We love you.
I gotta get serious.
Give us that discount code.
What's the discount code, Benny?
I mean, look, if it comes to a day where I can like give away codes, that's how I know I made it. It's like, I got a nice discount code. But I gotta do better about promoting my shit too. I got to.
If you ever want to run a booth or something like that to sell your book, like at a charity event or something like that, feel free to do it. Especially if it fits like whatever we're raising money for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one in January for the Humane Animal Partners. So we're gonna do like a fundraiser for like pet adoption.
Well, I literally have a story about a cat that's depressed.
There you go. Get it done, man.
Is it called Stray?
Huh? No, it's called I Wish I Was Happy.
Damn,
that's weird.
That's deep. Love that. I'm gonna read the shit out of that.
It's a cat in Seattle that's like just just can't like seem to like be happy, and then he goes to like a rock concert, and like he just has a fun night in Seattle. It's
That
weird.
sounds like me. Mosh in his
Wild.
life.
Yeah.
Yes. Do it. Who's your favorite bassist?
My favorite bass player, probably Evan Brewer. I mean, I really like Stanley Clark and Marcus Miller. But if I were to pick one, it'd probably Evan Brewer. Victor Wooten's good too, though. If you guys know who Victor Wooten is, but that's like more like funk jazz style bass. Evan Brewer is like a progressive metal / like jazz bass player. For those of you who don't know.
That's awesome. The streets want to know. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
We're gonna wrap this thing up real quick, real nice. Benny, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Benny J Blanco and on X at the Benny J Blanco. And if you want to buy some books about some love and some murder, go check out my Amazon link. Search up my name, Benny J Blanco, and you'll find my books there. What about you, Sailor?
You find me at Sailor Games 18, TikTok, YouTube. I'm trying to think. Instagram, all that. Sailor Games 18. You can find me. Send me a DM, whatever. Cosme, where can they find you, my friend? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram as triforcecos. I have a
Hey.
TikTok. If you want to check out the link in my bio for Instagram or TikTok, you can sign up for the competitions that are local around the area.
We will put that in the bio. We will put the competition link in the bio if you want to get strong, man, or get stronger as compete. A man, or compete as a man, woman, whatever you want to be, compete as, just compete. Get strong. Yeah, we here to get swole out here. Give us some wisdom for the day, man. The wisdom for the day.
Wisdom for the day.
Yeah, or so
somebody
owe you money or
sort of stuff.
Yeah, or what? Somebody owe you money, tell them pay you by this certain time or whatever. You know who you are. Just say this. Maybe just or you got shout out some clients or whatever you want to just think of. Of anything.
So there's a lot of people I'd love to shout out. So obviously my training partners. If you guys know who Hobo is,
shout
obviously
out
Stefan,
Hobo.
Lemmy, all Paul. And obviously, like my girlfriend, Sydney. For those of you who don't know,
she got a gun in your head, right?
Nah,
no,
make you say that. Say that.
Oh, okay, awesome.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay, and wait, that actually, and the wisdom of the day. Wisdom of the day. Any advice you want to give out to the people?
Don't stop working on what you love. Like. Even if something's inconvenient, just like keep working on what you want to do. Don't forget your purpose.
Don't forget your purpose. I like that. Thank you, Cosme. We finally did it. We have completed the episode. Like and subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your dad. We got the all stuff and thing in the comments below. Thank you. Peace.
Love you guys.
I'm pressing the button. I'm the captain. Bam. Yeah. And